Good morning, SS1. Athletics is the cornerstone of sports. It encompasses all running, jumping, and throwing events. Nigeria has produced world-class athletes in field events. Chioma Ajunwa won Olympic gold in the long jump at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics, the first ever for a black African woman in a field event. Mary Onyole-Omagbami and Francis Obikwolu were legendary Nigerian sprinters. Today we focus on field events, the jumping and throwing disciplines, and study their techniques in detail for your WAEC and NECO examinations. Field events are divided into two categories. Jumping events, long jump, high jump, triple jump, pole vault. Throwing events, shot put, discus throw, javelin throw, hammer throw. Let us study the technique of each major jumping event. Long jump. Phases: approach, run, takeoff, flight, landing. Approach run, 18 to 22 strides at maximum controlled speed. The run must be consistent and accurate because the takeoff foot must land on or behind the board or takeoff board. Takeoff: the takeoff foot strikes the board with the heel-to-toe action. The non-takeoff leg drives upward, knee drive, as the arms swing upward to assist the jump. The takeoff angle is approximately 20 to 25 degrees. Flight: three main techniques: I, hang style, arms and legs extend as if hanging in the air, then pull forward for landing. 2, sail style, the simplest, the body curves in an upward arc and legs extend forward. 3, hitch kick, running in the air, the athlete runs in the air 1.5 or 2.5 steps to maintain forward rotation and extend the jump distance. Landing: both heels land simultaneously in the sand pit beyond the takeoff board. As heels hit, knees bend and the body falls forward into the pit. Landing distance is measured from the nearest mark in the sand to the takeoff board. Foul jump: if any part of the foot is beyond the plasticine foul indicator at the front of the takeoff board. High jump. Phases: approach, takeoff, clearance, landing. Approach: a curved run of 7 to 9 strides, approaching at an angle of approximately 30 to 40 degrees. The curve of the approach positions the jumper to clear the bar back first. Takeoff: the inside foot, relative to the bar, plants firmly. The outside arm and leg drive upward. Clearance: Fosbury flop technique, modern standard. The jumper arches their back over the bar facing upward, then pulls legs up in sequence as they clear. The head and shoulders clear first, the back arches, then the hips and legs whip over. All modern record holders use this technique. Old technique: straddle, the jumper faces downward, straddling the bar face down. Still taught in schools as it is simpler to learn. Landing: on the crash mat, back and shoulders first, Fosbury flop. Triple jump: hop, step, jump. The triple jump consists of 3 phases from the same foot. Hop: take off from one foot, land on the same foot. Step: from the landing foot, step off and land on the opposite foot. Jump: from the opposite foot, perform a long jump style flight and land in the pit with both feet. Ratio: approximately 37% hop, 29% step, 34% jump for optimal distance. Throwing events require a combination of strength, speed, and technique. The implement must land within a sector, usually 34.92 degrees or 40 degrees, to count as a legal throw. Shot put. Implement: a heavy metal ball, 7.26 kilograms for senior men, 4 kilograms for senior women. Technique: the shot is held at the base of the fingers, not the palm, resting against the neck with the elbow out. Linear technique: glide, the athlete starts at the back of the circle, crouches with the back facing the direction of throw, then glides/shuffles to the front before rotating and pushing the shot forward. Rotational technique: spin full 1.5 rotation across the circle for greater speed and distance. Used by elite throwers. Release: the arm extends fully, wrist snaps upward to project the shot at approximately 40 to 45 degrees. The athlete must not step outside or on the toe board, front of circle, before the shot lands. Discus throw. Implement: circular disc, 2 kilograms for senior men, 1 kilogram for senior women. Grip, the fingers spread across the disc edge, resting on the fingertips. Technique, 1.5 rotation across the circle, similar to shot put rotation. The discus is released at approximately 35 degrees. The discus flies in a curve aerodynamic lift, and the athlete releases it spinning off the index finger. Javelin throw. Implement, a spear-like implement, 800 G for senior men, 600 G for senior women. Grip, the javelin is held at the cord grip, either finish grip, the index finger and thumb behind the cord, or American grip, or middle finger and thumb. Approach, 12 to 14 stride approach, then a crossover step, or withdrawal steps, where the throwing arm draws back as the body rotates to face sideways. Release, the throwing arm drives forward with elbow leading, the javelin released at approximately 33 to 36 degrees above horizontal, pointing forward and slightly upward. The javelin must land tip first to count. Examination questions frequently ask about rules and measurements. General throwing rules. The throw must land within the sector lines. The athlete must exit the circle from the rear half. 3 attempts in the qualifying round, 8 finalists get 3 more throws. A throw is measured from the nearest mark made in the landing zone to the inner edge of the circle, or toe board for javelin. General jumping rules. Long/triple jump, 3 qualifying attempts, best distance counts. High jump, failure on 3 consecutive attempts at the same height means elimination. The bar is raised incrementally, athletes can choose which heights to attempt, but must attempt a height before others attempt a higher one. Nigerian athletic records, approximate figures for context. Long jump, men Chioma Ajonwa's Olympic gold was 7.12 meters. High jump, world record, 2.45 m, men, Ovia Sotomayor, 2.09 m, women, Stefka Kostadinova. Shot put, world record, 23.37 m, men, Ryan Krauser. Let us review WAEC examination questions. Question 1. List the phases of the long jump and briefly explain each. Answer. 1. Approach run, a fast, controlled run of 18 to 22 strides to build maximum speed. 2. Takeoff, the takeoff foot strikes the board, the opposite knee drives up, arm swing to lift the body. 3. Flight, the body moves through the air using hang, sail, or hitch kick technique. 4. Landing, both heels strike the sand simultaneously, knees bend, and the body falls forward. Question 2. Describe the Fosbury flop technique in the high jump. Answer. In the Fosbury flop, the athlete approaches on a curved run of 7 to 9 strides at an angle. At takeoff, the inside foot plants and the jumper drives upward and backward, rotating so the back faces the bar. The head and shoulders clear first while the back arches over the bar. The hips clear, then the legs are lifted sequentially. The athlete lands on the back and shoulders on the crash mat. Question 3. What is the triple jump sequence? Answer. The triple jump consists of 3 phases: hop, taking off from one foot and landing on the same foot. Step, taking off from that foot and landing on the opposite foot. Jump, taking off from the opposite foot, flying through the air, and landing in the pit with both feet. Question 4. State 2 rules governing throwing events. Answer. 1. The throw must land within the sector or angular boundary lines to count as a legal attempt. 2. The athlete must exit from the rear half of the circle after the throw. Exiting from the front before the implement lands results in a foul. Question 5. Name 4 throwing events in athletics and state the implement weight for senior men in any 2. Answer. 4 throwing events: shot put, discus throw, javelin throw, and hammer throw. Senior men's weights: shot put equals 7.26 kilograms, javelin equals 800 grams. Nigeria's track and field heritage is rich. Chioma Ajonwa's 1996 Olympic gold and our relay teams at the African Championships remind us what dedicated training can achieve. Study these techniques, practice where possible, and aim for excellence. Powered by Litech Academy academy.litech.com.ng NERDC-approved SS1 Physical Education.